everyone, welcome to my lifestyle. So today we're going to be making a candy bouquet for Mother's Day or for a birthday. So the first thing we want to do is get our candies together. So here I just have my candy laid out. I want to make sure to look and see how I'm going to be placing it inside my bouquet. So I want to make sure that it's upright so it's easier for you to look at, or it's more appealing to the eye when someone views the bouquet. So I'm placing the skewer in the center of the candy, and then I'm just placing masking tape. I have used hot glue in the past, but hot glue tends to melt the chocolate sometimes and it still kind of falls apart sometimes. So the tape would be the best to use. And when you're using larger pieces of candy, you want to make sure that you move the skewer closer up to the top just so it can kind of help support the weight. And of course, you know you'll need a larger piece of tape, and you want to be sure that the skewer portion is really pressed down around the tape area. And so when you're using rolled candy like Mentos or Rolos, those things are the same. You want to make sure that the skewer is definitely closer up to the top because they tend to be much heavier and you don't want it to be dangling. So here I have my Reese's. I'm just going to put it on the flat portion of the Reese's in the back. You want to be certain that the candy is the right side up, or the way you're going to look at it when you actually get ready to place it on your bouquet. So here I'm just cutting down the tape and using the tape and hanging to secure it around the stick. If you notice, I kind of placed it upside down, so I had to correct that. And so here are all the types of candies that I have. So I'm actually making this bouquet for my mom. It's her birthday / Mother's Day gift. Because it is a lot of candy. And so I just got some of her favorite candies, as well as I try to get the candies to match some of the paper, the tissue paper that I will be using inside the arrangement. So here's my vase. This is a pretty large vase. Plus I'm gonna need it for all the candy that I have. And here's some additional favorites. These are just miniatures that she likes. And so I'm gonna be placing them inside the vase. But just this candy alone is not going to be enough to place inside. I need something for weight. And this is just another piece of foam that I had left over from another arrangement. And I'm gonna use it later to cut it and build it up. So here for weight, I'm gonna use this big red soda just to place inside the vase. So the first thing we want to do is try to measure out our vase. You want to make sure that you have a vase that is going to be strong enough or large enough to hold the amount of candy that you have. So you can do this on a smaller scale or on a larger scale. This was a lot of candy that I have here. So I'm just going to be taking my styrofoam and I'm going to be cutting it so that it will fit inside of my vase. So it's important to make sure that we measure as we're cutting to be sure that you don't cut off too much. You can always cut it down, but you can't really add any more to it. So I would say before you cut, you want to measure twice and cut once. And so as you cut each corner, if you have to, unless you get a round piece like the green foam I have there, then you just want to place it and measure it. So if you feel that you're able to eyeball it, then go ahead and by all means eyeball it. But just be sure that you're double checking so that it's not too small, because then you're not going to be able to use it. You'll have to get another piece. So here mine's called for me to cut off all of the edges in order to make sure that it fit into my base. So next I have my gift tissue or tissue paper here, and I'm going to be using this big red soda. So this is one of my mom's favorites, but I'm also using it as a form of a weight. So I just tilt the vase over because it's a glass vase and place the soda inside just to kind of add a little extra weight to the base of the container. And then also if some of the color peeks through, it's okay. Or if you can see the can a little bit, it's okay, because it is still matching some of the items that I have, and it's one of her favorites, so it should be kind of like a treat for her. And so I'm going to be opening up all of the miniature candies and just placing them in the bottom of the vase. I'm trying to make sure that I get an even amount around. I was trying to also make sure that I was able to show the labels, the front of the labels of all the packaging before as I was placing them into the container. the candy. I'm going to use all the bags candy here. Some of the Laffy Taffies were in the color that I wanted to be a showcase in the arrangement, so I took them out and just placed like the colored ones inside of the arrangement. And here I'm just trying to make sure that I'm showing the name so it can show outside of the vase, and you will still be able to see a bit of the big red can, but that's, as I stated, it's completely fine. So the next step here is to take this gift tissue and place it inside the vase. So I'm using it to add in a little pop of color, but I'm also using it as a filler because I don't want to continue to have to add candy to fill up the empty space inside of the arrangement or inside of the vase. So I'm just going to use the gift tissue as a filler, and then just kind of fluff it up and spread it around the inside of the vase here. So it's gonna be able to bring in all of the colors that I have, and it's gonna also fill in some of the empty spaces. So if you notice here in the back, there's still a little bit of extra space there. So I'm going to add an additional piece of gift tissue inside of the container. So the key here is to make sure that we're able to spread it off, because it's kind of difficult to get your hands in there. So I'm going to take another piece of gift tissue, and I'm going to actually use the foam to place it inside of the vase here. So I realized that this isn't the best view of the vase. I didn't realize it at the time, but here I'm just using the foam to place in the second piece of gift tissue. So I just used it to press it down, and then I'm going to pull the foam out, so that way the tissue is kind of open and I'm able to spread it throughout the vase while it's in a fan. So here I'm going to add in the other gift tissue, where I'm actually going to wrap my foam in it and place it inside. And so this is what is going to be spilling out of the vase. So I kind of like to just layer them at like a kind of in diamond shapes. And then I'm just going to place the foam inside and place it inside of the vase. And so this is what it looks like before we start to add our candy. Okay, so I have all my candy prepared. They're already on the skewers and ready to be placed inside of the vase. So the first thing you want to do is kind of line it up to see where you want it. So you're just going to place it. So here, because I had so much candy, I decided to build it from the front. So here's what the arrangement looks like once all the candy has been placed inside of it. I went ahead and added in some additional swirly ribbon, and then also a bow on the front of it. You can, all this came from the Dollar Tree. You can add in any type of extra decorations that you want to. I even included some lottery tickets because those are her favorite, just to kind of enhance the bouquet some. So this candy bouquet can be used as a gift for Mother's Day or maybe for a birthday. It's completely customizable, so based on whatever the occasion that you are celebrating, you can incorporate any type of decorations to bring into your bouquet to celebrate or to showcase the day that you're celebrating, because it is completely customizable. You can even stick to a specific color theme, as well as using like certain types of ribbons that you're pulling in to kind of enhance the overall look of your bouquet. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video. Until then, thank you for tuning in to my lifestyle.